guys, how are you? All right, welcome. My name is Deb. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and we are going to make 2 cards. So in a 3D project. So I'm very excited. I saw this card. For the life of me, I can't remember the gal's name, but I will find it and I will post it. But we are going to be using the Be Mine. So let me show you where that is in the catalog. And then it's at the very beginning because it's Valentine's. But this is it right here. And we are going to make a card using the designer series paper, and then we're going to use the other things. And I'll show you this right now too. So we're going to make a 3D project, and we're going to be using these boxes. I really want you guys to see how big they are. You get 10 of them for $8. So super, super adorable. So that's one card. And then the other card we are going to make, we're going to be using the Light and Airy, which is this paper here. It's the ones with the birds in it, and it's a Sale-A-Bration paper, so you can earn it for free if you place a $50 order. And that's always before tax and shipping too, just FYI. All right, we're going to dive right in. So we're going to do a fun fold, a regular card, and the 3D project. All right, so I was debating on what paper to use here, and I didn't even pull it out yet. But there was one in here with stripes that I liked, and it is this one. So nothing like picking one that is going to require me to be directionally sound. So this one has flowers on one side, and then on the other side it has stripes. And I really liked those stripes. So this is going to be kind of on the outside, and the other one will be on the inside. So the first thing we need is a strip that is 4 inches by 12 inches. Now, so our card's going to be a little, so it'll fit in an envelope, but it's going to be just slightly smaller. It's not going to be 4 1/4. And the reason is if I did 4 1/4 and 4 1/4, I wouldn't have enough for a third card. So this just gives us an opportunity to make 3 cards out of 1 sheet of designer series paper. Now, our card is going to be folded landscape like this. So let me cut it so you can see the flowers are this way. So I need to make sure I turn the paper, and I'm going to put it at 4 inches here, and we're going to go ahead and cut. And then we have to do a little scoring. So we'll do that next. And I want to get my directions here. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Although I'm a little delayed today. We did more painting and things just took a little longer, and so everything else seemingly goes a little longer, you know, dinner and everything else. So, all right, so here we go. So I'm going to turn my paper, and I am going to score it at 3 1/4. Oops, let me get my, so I'm going to score it at 3 1/4. Then we're going to score it at 8 3/4. But I love these little pocket cards. And then we're going to go to 6 inches. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come down, and I'm going to kind of pull this up here. So I'm going to take down my cutting blade, and with my paper at 6 inches, I'm going to cut to this 2-inch mark right here. Okay? So that is our next step. So this is the nice thing about the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer is it's super easy to line up, even vertically as well as horizontally. So I'm going to go down to 2 inches, and just so you guys know, I just put a piece of washi tape on the back here, and that's why this light's kind of up in yellow. So you could put anything, any kind of bright color behind there, as long as it's not black or dark. That way you can see those numbers. So it's super helpful. Okay, while I have this out, I'm also going to need a piece of sweet sorbet that is going to be 4 inches. So I'm going to need to trim this down a little bit, by 5 1/4. And this was just a piece I had left over. So we'll trim those off. And then of course I need a layer of basic white cardstock. So we are going to get that piece out and cut it. And so we will take a piece that is 3 7/8. So I'm going to do a little bit of a smaller, well, you know what? We'll just keep it, we'll keep it easy. Okay. We'll do 3 3/4. I'm just going to do a little bit of a, but we'll keep some of that color there. So 3 3/4, and this was 5 1/4, so this will be 5 inches. Okay, and all right. So we have most of our pieces that we need to cut done. Everything else will be kind of a punch. Might need a little bit more. So let's go ahead and bring in our pocket card. So this is going to be our envelope, so to speak. So I have to decide if we want to use the stripes on the outside and the flowers peeking in, or if we want to do our flowers on the outside. Decisions. So I think we'll do flowers on the outside. I think that might go, well, yeah, we'll do flowers on the outside. Otherwise, I think if I did it the other way, I think our flowers might be upside down. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, if you notice when I open this up, do you see how that seam is showing? So I need to move it, well, it's gonna show either way, but maybe don't want it right there in the middle. So what we're gonna do is we are going to first adhere our flaps right here at the bottom, so our card doesn't fall through, and then that will actually keep it together. So I am going to use, this is just Tombow glue in a smaller container here. And I'm just going to line that. And this is going to be kind of easy because I'm going to line it right along that red line there. Okay. And then I'm just going to fold it down. And then you'll notice I have a little bit of extra right there. But we're going to put this down first to get our bottom folded. And then I am going to run, now that I have one side, and I'm going to add adhesive to this side right here. Oops. Now this is going to be the back of our card, right? So no one's going to be looking at the back, right? Now you guys could, you don't really need to cover that up, I don't think. But if you wanted some additional place to write a greeting or something, you could certainly put that back there. All right, so we have our adhesive on this side and right here. And now this is what formulates our pocket here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these two corners and we are going to just make them perpendicular. So line them right up there, perpendicular with that side. And then do the same on the other. Just line it up straight. And I didn't even notice this, you guys, but look at how the stripes line up all the way across. That's kind of cool. All right, so now we have this little pocket. So now what we're going to do is we have these two, and they're going to fit inside of this pocket. So we're going to do just a couple other things. So first, let's go ahead and stamp our piece of white here with one of our sentiments, because we're going to use this stamp set here. So I think what we'll do is we'll just use Happy Valentine's Day. We'll keep it nice and simple. All right, so let's get this out. And now when we put our card in here, we kind of maybe don't want it to show here, right? So we are going to stamp more below here, and we'll have something else here in the center to draw some attention to different elements of our card. So let's find our just Happy Valentine's Day. Oops. It's funny, you guys, I'm trying to like read this upside down, right? Here we go. Is that it? No. Oh, here we go. Hello, I'll find it. All right. And I think we're gonna go ahead and put it in Sweet Sorbet. This paper has beautiful, beautiful colors in it. So you knew I was gonna forget something. And I think I left my little scrubby pad over on the other table, but that's okay. So we're gonna stamp our greeting first, and then we're going to do some other stamping. So I'm gonna stamp it down here in the corner. I'm sorry, you guys, I think I got a little off camera there. And then we're gonna take this nice little line stamp that is super cool. We're going to get a different color, and we'll just kind of have that go up over here to maybe like, we'll do it this way. So we'll stamp it kind of like down to here, and we'll put maybe some little hearts or something like that, or a flower, because we're going to have our bee on the outside that we're going to stamp and then punch out. So let's go ahead and stamp that, and we will use Pool Party. So our colors are Pool Party, Petal Pink, Daffodil Delight, and Lemon Lime Twist are all colors in this paper, the Designer Series paper. So that's kind of cool. All right, so we'll just do this at a little bit of a angle there. Oops, and I think I moved you guys, but that's okay. All right, so then we'll get some yellow, and then maybe we'll use that Sweet Sorbet again. And let's get out a little flower here. And yeah, I think, let's see if I have anything else. I think that's it. So this will just be the inside of our card. And now we're going to take a piece of white cardstock. So we're just going to set that off to the side for now. And then we're going to take a piece of white cardstock, and we're going to stamp our bee and then punch it out. All right. So here is our bee punch. So we're going to give him a little body and then some wings. And I think what we'll do is we will stick with just the simple yellow or Daffodil Delight for the body. And then I'm going to look at my punch so I know how I'm going to kind of cut it out there. All right. So when I put my paper in, my body is going to be down at the bottom. So we will do this. We'll cut this into strips here. Okay, so this is its body, and then we're going to grab the part that would be black. The other thing I just realized that I forgot is my mat. And so I need that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line this up because the stinger on my punch is on the back side. So we're just going to take this and draft those stripes on there. You guys, this stamp set too is pretty easy to line up. So I think you'll really like it. All right, now we're going to do just a couple hearts here as well. And you know what? I think we might use, I've got a couple. Nope, I think we'll do this. I think we're going to stamp out the wings. We'll do that. We'll do that too. And I think we'll stamp them out in red. Why not? Right? Or in Sweet Sorbet. Okay. So we'll just stamp those a couple times over here. There we go. So normally I use a template, you guys, and then you can put the template right over and stamp inside, and it's perfect. You can get everything lined up, or you can make everything the same color. So it's doing it a little differently here today. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm just going to cut this along this edge just so I don't waste the paper, since we're going to need it for some of our other cards. All right, so here we go. So we're going to take this and we are going to stamp or punch out our little bumblebee body. Oops. There we go. And then we're going to take our wings right up here and punch those out. And you can see you really do have to make sure that you do those fairly far away from each other if you're not quite sure where you're lining them up. Otherwise, you end up, and I think I did a quick video on this, you end up punching out, right, the very thing that you stamped. So that's not very good. Okay, so here we go. So now we can put our little bee together. Oh, we have to give him our bee has no face. So we need to give our little bee a face. So that would be good, right? The face would be good here. So we're going to make our bee happy. So let me get this over here. And we will give them a happy face. I'm getting forgetful here, you guys. All right, so we're going to give our little bee a happy face. And then the other thing I realized is we need to give our little guy or gal some antennas. So we are going to take some antennas and a piece of this cardstock right here, and we'll just stamp these as well here, right there. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because you guys, you can get the wings, but these are just hearts. You have a couple different size hearts. And so even to do the antennas, oops, I did them upside down. And I'm just going to put those right in. I think I'm going to. So funny, isn't it? All right, just tear that right off there. This is trying to use the little scrap, right? All right, there we go. Okay, you know, as I look at these, you know what they look like? these little antennas. They look like, okay, I gotta find it now. They look like earbuds. You guys have got to tell me if you think they look like, but they look like, you know, iPods. Okay, so we're gonna give them some little, and then we're gonna give them a wing here, some wings. And I didn't need 2 of those, I just needed 1. All right, so that's gonna make our little guy right there, and then we're gonna pop him on a circle. So we're just gonna add a little adhesive here. Oops. There we go. Oops. I didn't put my cap back on down right away. I think it might have gotten a little bit dry. Okay, so there we go. And now we're going to add our earbuds. Here, no, I'm just kidding. The antenna. And we'll put that right here. Get that. So we're going to use, guys, actually the same punch for our other card, just so you can see all the ways that you can use, that makes it versatile. All right, so there we go. So there's our bee. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get back to the basics of our card. We're going to go ahead and adhere this onto the back, and I'm just going to use some adhesive here. Well, there's one other thing I think we're going to do. All right, so I'm just going to line this up to make sure. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm still off camera there. Make sure it's just lined up in the middle. And then I'm actually going to do something a little different, and I think I have enough of a space under here. I do. I'm just going to make sure that doesn't adhere. And I am going to take a piece of Petal Pink. And if you guys know, this is in the annual catalog, and it's just, it goes with the alphabet stamp set. And this little guy, I'm just gonna punch one out and put it in half. If you have, put it in half, fold it in half, and then I'm gonna make like a little pull tab is all I'm doing. But I thought if any of you have a small circle punch, anything, you could make a tab out of it. So that's all this is, or another stamp set. But I thought, oh, that would be kind of cool, is if I could just create like a little pull tab here. And the only reason is sometimes, you know, you just want your receiver, the person getting it, just to know, you know, what they're supposed to do when they get it, right? So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive here. And then I'm going to kind of pop that underneath a little bit right here. And then just center it as best I can. Now, if I want it to be fairly accurate, right? So I'm going to put it in there, but I'm going to slide it in here just to make sure that it's, you know, in the center there. And that looks pretty good. Okay, perfect. So now I have this little tab, and again, it's not anything major. It's just enough though, so that if somebody sees it, they'll know what it's for. All right, so that takes care of our card. Now it is supposed to stick up a little bit, okay? But now I can take it and pull, and it comes out, right? Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little circle right here in the center. Now you can do a square, doesn't really matter. So I think we're gonna use this is Pool Party. Yep. So we are going to take a layer of Pool Party. Trying to think what size I want to use, because I don't want the bee to be swimming in it, and I have like 3 different sizes. I think we'll use the 2-inch punch. So the 2-inch punch, that's on the, you will find that on the online store. So we're just gonna punch out blue, and then I'm gonna take the 1 3/4 punch and I'm gonna punch out a piece of white, because I'm gonna layer it on the white there, I think. And then, so I'll just do that, put my little bee right on my little bee can go right on the center there, and we'll put him or her up on some dimensionals, and go. And then what we're gonna do is, and we'll get him so he's a little off, so he doesn't need to be like right in the center. Okay, and then we're gonna use some ribbon here. So we're gonna take this, some of the, what is this called? Well, it's, let's see, bordered ribbon. And we're gonna actually tie this around our card and then just make a small knot kind of off to the side. And then we'll put our bee right on the other side of that. So we don't need it, you know, nothing too dramatic there. So let's do that. Oops, let me get it in here. There we go. So I just always want to tie it a little taut, and then because it always loosens up for me. And now I'm going to get my, you know, I don't have my, looking for my snips here. Ah, there they are. And we'll just do a small little on both sides of that. There we go. And now we can add our cute little bee right on here, and we'll put again a couple dimensionals on the back of this. So I'm going to put them, probably tuck them right here and then below. So for this, I'm probably going to put them directly down. So if you're ever unsure of exactly like, oh, do I have enough room? I would put them right down here, and then you can put your actual element or whatever it is directly down, instead of trying to line up your, isn't that cute, you guys? I love it. All right, now we're going to add a few of these little gems, or at least one of them maybe. So take your pick tool, and then we are going to add, let's see, decisions. I kind of want to add just little hearts here. So I think we'll put a little heart right there, and maybe a small or a larger blue heart, maybe up here. Yeah, put one right there. There we go. Now, normally I always put 3, but I think this is good, just 2. So that is our first card, and then you pull it out, and there you see, you know, so you could have done a bee here, or flowers, or whatever, and then you can actually write your message. Now, again, The other thing you could do is if you wanted to actually stamp something up here, you could do that as well. All right, so I hope you guys like that card. So that is our first one. Now we are going to move on. We're going to keep the ribbon out. So I tell you what, we're going to go to our 3D project because I have a lot of the elements out for that, and that might be a little better. So I mentioned to you in the catalog, there are these, you get a pack of 10, and they're called these square pillow boxes. Last time I think I showed you guys how to put together a box by Stampin' Up. It was a disaster, Faye. I did it incorrectly. So I did check this one first. So we're gonna put one together and then we're gonna decorate it. It's super fun and super easy, I think, for us to do. And again, we're still gonna use punches and we're gonna use the Be Mine paper and Valentine set. So this is how it comes. Obviously you saw it there. So the first thing you're gonna need to do is just kind of go to each one of these and kind of bow it down, okay? So that you get some good creases there, and that way it's more malleable. Okay, the other thing you're gonna notice is you have adhesive on two sides. So all you're gonna need to do is you can see this is the bottom, so we're gonna fold it up, and then these two pieces that have the adhesive, you're going to put those right together like that. And then that's what's going to keep it closed, and then this is your opening. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to take and I'm going to go ahead and take both sides off. I think that's going to be easier than trying to only have one side move up. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of take it to the top there, and then you can push one side. So this is our sticky side. So we're just going to make sure we get it over. Oops, let me make sure I'm getting it right. There we go. Getting it over that line enough. And then I'm going to go back over here and do the exact same thing. Now I have to tell you, one of the other things you could do would be to actually close this piece up while these two are out, and then you could close each one down. That might be another good way to do it. But isn't that a adorable box? I just absolutely love it. You can fit a lot of stuff in there. Okay, so the first thing I thought is a Little Debbie snack cake would fit perfectly in there, but candy, whatever you might want to put in there for little Valentines that you could give to people. All right, so we're going to decorate the top of our box, and we're going to use some of our designer series paper here. So I am going to grab, again, some of the bee paper that we have. And again, we're going to use our circle punches for this one. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to punch out a yellow 2 3/8 circle punch. So I'm going to take the 2 3/8. This is the one that comes with the circle sayings if you buy that bundle. So it's very, very versatile and just a great way. So this is Daffodil Delight. So I'm just going to punch that out in 2 3/8. Then I'm going to go back and take some of this paper, and I'm going to punch it with 2 1/4 inch punch. And I'm just going to get to the edge here. I want to get some of those little bees because they're kind of the star of our box here. And we're just going to layer those right on top of each other. Oops. Okay. I had some goop in the end. All right. So we will put this right on top. And now, if you want to, we can put some ribbon around here as well. So I think if I tied in ribbon, I would not tie it where the opening is, unless I thought that maybe, you know, I wanted someone to, like, to have to physically take the ribbon off. I probably would, we'll put the ribbon around the other side. So we're going to take some of the ribbon here. And very similar kind of to what we did before, only in this case, I just really want the piece of ribbon around so that it takes away, it doesn't, it adds a little color all the way around the box. So if you don't have the ribbon, I would just go ahead and use some regular cardstock or more of the designer series paper. So don't feel like, oh, you know, you need the ribbon if you don't have it. Or if you have some other ribbon, use that, guys. You don't need the, don't get me wrong. I love all the new stuff. I do. I do. So that just means you have money for something else, right? Some other new products. All right, so there we go. So it's just a little, just adds a little color. And then we're going to put this right in the center there. And we're going to put that up on dimensionals. And then we're going to add our greeting and some embellishments. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp our little bee. And in this case, we're just going to stamp it on, or not a bee, I'm sorry, our greeting for this one. So I am going to say we are going to choose You'll Always Be the One for Me. All right, well, we're going to put that on there. And I just have to find it. Because for some reason, I'm really struggling with where my greetings are. All right, here we go. But you guys can see these can come together really, really quickly, which is nice. And I think we'll use the Sweet Sorbet. I like that red. Makes it a little more bright in the center. So do you guys have anything that you like to do or typically do for Valentine's Day? Do you guys ever have something that you do with a friend or your child or your spouse? Do you find you have something that you like to do? Always fun, right? Okay, I'm going to see if this one works. Here. Perfect. I'm going to use this 1 3/4 inch punch, which just is perfect. And we will put that kind of right. I think I'm going to do it a little bit off center, just so I can see all the little bees there. So I will just put adhesive on one side. And again, I think I'm going to put it right here, just so I can get a good, and there it'll be, just like that. And we will pop that up again on some dimensionals. And again, I'm going to kind of do the same little trick here where we will I'll put 4 dimensionals, but I'm going to put them directly on the box. I need to get my comments up on the computer, and I didn't do that. So I want to make sure my words are straight, and then voila. There we go. And let's add a few of our flowers or hearts, whatever we think we might want to include, which I think I'm going to use one of these larger flowers. Let me grab. You know, these guys, these particular embellishments are almost, they have that like, I don't want to say plastic, because that's not right. Uh, what is the word I'm looking for? Like resin, I guess. Maybe that's the right word. They're a little more like that. So let's see. I think we'll just put it right over here. Here we go. All right, you guys, that is project number 2. So I hope you like it. I'm going to put that, and so you could, honestly, you could take your card and give it to someone in your gift at the same time. Yay, I love it. All right, so now we have one more card that you can make. So let me get that out, and we are going to be using the Bright and Airy, or Light and Airy, and it is the free Sale-A-Bration paper. So I have this piece here that we're going to use, and we are going to need some, this is pecan pie, and we are going to be using some Flirty Flamingo. So this is going to be kind of our little more simple card that we're going to do. So the first thing is just going to be a regular fold card. So we're going to take a piece of 5.5-inch cardstock here and trim that down. And then we're going to score it at 4 1/4. And then we're going to take our piece of bird paper here. And actually, before we do that, where is a piece of white cardstock? We're going to do a layer of white. So we're going to do 5 3/8 here. And then we're going to do 4 1/8. So hold on one moment. Okay, sorry guys. I had to had someone asking about something, and okay, so here we go. So we are going to take our piece of Flirty Flamingo, and we're going to add a layer of basic white, and then we are going to take our bird paper, and we are going to do this at 4 inches and 5 1/4 inches. Okay, so we're basically just having just a 1/4 inch margin. And now all we're going to do is we're going to cut it at 2 3/4. This is such a simple card. Really is, really makes for a nice easy card that's very repeatable. So if you guys have a lot of cards that you're trying to get out in the mail, this is perfect. This is a great easy card, and you can make these with this beautiful bird paper. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and adhere our birds, and we're going to put our birds up here at the top. We're going to turn this one over, and we're just going to layer them like this. So we get a, oops, let me make sure I'm in the camera. All right, so we're going to get a lot of different colors in this card as well. So I will tell you one thing I always tell my, when I have an in-person class, is cut, punch, stamp, line it, lay everything out, and then, you know, make sure you understand where the margins are. So now when I go to adhere, I have an idea. So make sure that you use your, you decide to adhere everything more at the last minute, or the last thing that you do, as opposed to, sometimes we're so quick, right? So we still want to kind of finish our pretty card, that we sometimes don't realize that we might have forgotten our ribbon or something like that. Okay, so there we go. So we have our We have the birds. Now we're going to take the other side, oops, and we're going to put on this beautiful shade of purple. And I'm just going to line it right up next to, make sure I'm in the camera here, line it right up next to our other card. So do you guys have a favorite out of the new catalog or Sale-A-Bration? Do you have something that you are really liking? I tell you, and then I'm going to put this piece right there. So this is just a strip. And you know what this is from? When you cut like 4 inches and 4 inches, that little piece that's left, that's what these are. So they really do come in handy to make little small borders. And then you could even cut this in half. There were so many options I wanted the second card we did to be simple, but I wanted to make sure you got a chance to see some of this beautiful paper. So now we're going to take our card base here and we are going to add it to, or add our layer here to our card base. Oops. Okay, so this is the other thing I'm going to show you guys. Can you guys see how slight, I don't know if you can see if I have good lighting or not here. There's just a very slight border there. So I don't try to line them up exactly. I just find if I turn it over, it's not visible. No one sees it. But that literally comes when you just line things. Depending on where I line the paper up when I go to score. So it's kind of it's kind of bad on my part when I just want to make sure, oops, not, you know, I love this Stampin' Seal for how it adheres so well. But I think the one reason I do use so much Tombow is because I sometimes am off a little bit with how I line things up. Okay, so there we go. Ta-da! I don't use my own trick, right? I already had put adhesive on it before I checked my margins. Okay, so there we go. So now we need to put our greeting, and then we are good to go. So we are actually going to make this a Valentine's card, and we are going to use just the Happy Valentine's Day. I like this one because it had like multiple birds, and so I was going to use like something about, you know, being together, but I think we'll just stick with the Happy Valentine's Day. We already have it out. We are going to use, and I think I'm going to have to kind of get my stamp cleaner here, but I think we would use obviously a piece of basic white, and then we will do some layering. But I think for our actual writing, I think we'll use the Misty Moonlight. I think that's going to be a good color. So let me just run and grab my cleaning pad here. And we will do Happy Valentine's Day. And again, we're just going to punch this right out. And add that to our card. There we go. And get this. And this is a 1 3/4. So we're going to grab our 2-inch punch. And I think I have some, let's see if we want to go with the blue. And we'll punch out 2-inch circle. You know, the thing about using punches, guys, is they are so quick. But if you use dies, that was good. That would be really good, wouldn't it? If I actually adhered it down like that, that wouldn't be very good. And we're just going to pop that right in the center there of our card. So we will put on some adhesive. And then the other thing I like about circles is there's literally no lining up, because it doesn't matter where you, however you twist it, it's all together. All right. So here we go. We're going to add, we'll put a dimensional on each corner. I am making some cards to send out just as thank yous and that sort of thing. So these will be perfect. All right. I guess this is a Valentine's Day, but I think I might use this same design. And then I'm going to put it a little bit over to the right there instead of directly in the center. And there you have it. I will probably add a few like pearls. I think this just looks more like a little pearl card than it does. I don't think any of these colors that we used earlier, will go with it. But all right, you guys, I love it. Let me show you all of our cards again, and you can take a look. So we have this one, we have our pocket card that we made, and then we have our box as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. Thank you again for your patience and letting me switch the days. So you'll have to tell me which one you like the best in all these cards, and then we'll be back tomorrow. I need to explain to you about our Sale-A-Bration, and also just the great deal on that glass mat. If any of you have thought, there's a couple people out there that I know I want to send you an email or a text, because I think you would just so enjoy the community of crafters and really enjoy it. So take a look at some of that info. It is a great deal if you need some new crafting supplies. All right, guys, thanks so much. Thanks for joining, and we will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.